cybersecurity threats will continue to pose a significant risk to individuals and businesses alike. In this video, we will be talking about the top 10 cybersecurity threats in 2023, starting with Number 1. Ransomware. Ransomware attacks are a type of cyber attack where hackers encrypt a victim's files and demand payment in exchange for the decryption key. These attacks often start with a phishing email or a malicious download. Once the victim's files are encrypted, the hackers demand payment in cryptocurrency, making it difficult to trace. Ransomware attacks can be devastating for individuals and businesses, causing data loss, financial loss, and reputational damage. One of the most infamous ransomware attacks was the WannaCry attack in 2017, which affected over 200,000 computers in 150 countries. The attack exploited a vulnerability in Microsoft Windows and demanded payment in Bitcoin. Another notable attack was the Colonial Pipeline attack in 2021, which caused a shutdown of the pipeline and led to fuel shortages on the east coast of the United States. The hackers demanded a ransom of $4.4 million in Bitcoin. To protect against ransomware attacks, it is important to back up important files regularly, keep software up to date, and be cautious of suspicious emails and downloads. It is also recommended to use antivirus software and to have a plan in place in case of a ransomware attack. Ransomware attacks are a serious threat in today's digital age and should not be taken lightly. Number 2. AI attacks. Artificial intelligence-based attacks are a type of cyber attack that uses AI technology to infiltrate and compromise computer systems. These attacks are becoming increasingly sophisticated and difficult to detect, as AI can adapt and learn from its environment. One example of an AI-based attack is a phishing scam that uses machine learning to create convincing emails that appear to be from reputable sources. These emails can contain malicious links or attachments that, once clicked, can give the attacker access to sensitive information. Another example is the use of AI to create deep fake videos or audio recordings that can be used to spread disinformation or manipulate public opinion. These attacks can have serious consequences, as they can be used to influence elections or incite violence. As AI technology continues to advance, it is important for individuals and organizations to be aware of the potential risks and take steps to protect themselves from these types of attacks. This includes implementing strong cybersecurity measures, staying vigilant for suspicious activity, and educating oneself on the latest AI-based attack techniques. Number 3. IoT vulnerabilities. The Internet of Things, IoT, has become an integral part of our lives, from smart homes to wearable technology. However, with the increasing use of IoT devices, there are also growing concerns about their vulnerabilities. One major vulnerability is the lack of security measures in IoT devices. Many manufacturers prioritize functionality over security, leaving devices vulnerable to cyber attacks. This can lead to unauthorized access to personal information or even control of the device itself. Another vulnerability is the lack of standardization in IoT devices. With so many different types of devices and manufacturers, there is no universal security protocol. This makes it difficult for consumers to know which devices are secure and which are not. IoT vulnerabilities are a growing concern in our interconnected world. It is important for manufacturers to prioritize security measures and for consumers to be aware of the risks associated with IoT devices. Number 4. Cloud security breaches. Cloud security breaches refer to the unauthorized access or disclosure of sensitive information stored in cloud-based systems. These breaches can occur due to various reasons, such as weak passwords, unpatched vulnerabilities, or malicious attacks by hackers. The consequences of cloud security breaches can be severe, ranging from financial losses to reputational damage. In addition, organizations may also face legal and regulatory penalties for failing to protect their customers' data. To prevent cloud security breaches, organizations should implement robust security measures such as strong authentication protocols, regular vulnerability assessments, and data encryption. It is also important to have a comprehensive incident response plan in place to mitigate the impact of any potential breaches. Number 5. Insider threats. Insider threats refer to the risks posed to an organization by its own employees, contractors, or partners. These individuals have access to sensitive information and systems, which makes them potential threats to the organization's security. Insider threats can be intentional or unintentional, and they can cause significant damage to the organization. Intentional insider threats occur when an employee or contractor deliberately acts against the organization's interests. This can include stealing sensitive data, sabotaging systems, or leaking confidential information to competitors. Unintentional insider threats, on the other hand, occur when an employee or contractor accidentally causes harm to the organization. This can include clicking on a phishing link, losing a company laptop, or inadvertently sharing confidential information. Insider threats are particularly dangerous because they are often difficult to detect. Employees and contractors have legitimate access to the organization's systems and data, which makes it challenging to distinguish between authorized and unauthorized activities. Additionally, insider threats can be difficult to prevent because they often involve trusted individuals who have passed background checks and security screenings. Insider threats pose a significant risk to organizations of all sizes and industries. It is essential for organizations to implement comprehensive security measures to protect against both intentional and unintentional insider threats. This includes regular security training for employees and contractors, strict access controls, and continuous monitoring of systems and data. By taking these steps, organizations can reduce the risk of insider threats and protect their sensitive information and systems. Number 6. Phishing and social engineering attacks. Phishing and social engineering attacks are two common types of cyber attacks that are used to steal sensitive information from individuals and organizations. Phishing attacks involve the use of fraudulent emails or websites that are designed to trick the recipient into divulging their personal or financial information. Social engineering attacks, on the other hand, involve psychological manipulation to trick individuals into divulging sensitive information. Phishing attacks typically involve emails that appear to be from a legitimate source, such as a bank or credit card company. These emails often contain a link to a fake website that looks identical to the real one but is designed to steal the user's login credentials or other sensitive information. Phishing attacks can also involve the use of phone calls or text messages that are designed to trick the recipient into divulging their personal information. Social engineering attacks are more complex and involve psychological manipulation to trick individuals into divulging sensitive information. These attacks can take many forms, including pretexting, baiting, and quid pro quo. Pretexting involves the use of a false identity or pretext to gain the trust of the victim, while baiting involves the use of a tempting offer to lure the victim into divulging their information. Quid pro quo involves the exchange of something of value for the victim's information. Phishing and social engineering attacks are two common types of cyber attacks that are used to steal sensitive information from individuals and organizations. It is essential to be aware of these types of attacks and to take steps to protect oneself from them, such as being cautious of suspicious emails or phone calls and using strong passwords. Number 7. Advanced Persistent Threats, APTs. Advanced Persistent Threats, APTs, are a type of cyber attack that targets a specific organization or individual. APTs are characterized by their persistence, stealthiness, and advanced techniques. These attacks are usually carried out by well-funded and highly skilled attackers motivated by political, economic, or military objectives. APTs are different from other types of cyber attacks because they are not random or opportunistic. Instead, they are carefully planned and executed over a long period of time. APTs often involve multiple stages, including reconnaissance, initial compromise, lateral movement, and data exfiltration. The attackers use various techniques, such as social engineering, spear phishing, and malware, to access the target's network and steal sensitive information. Organizations can protect themselves from APTs by implementing a comprehensive security strategy that includes network segmentation, access controls, threat intelligence, and employee training. It is also essential to have a response plan in case of a breach. By taking these steps, organizations can reduce the risk of falling victim to an apt and minimize the impact of a successful attack. Number 8. Mobile device security risks. Mobile devices have become an integral part of our daily lives. However, with the convenience they offer comes the risk of security breaches. There are several security risks associated with mobile devices, including malware, phishing attacks, and unsecured Wi-Fi networks. Malware is a type of software designed to harm or exploit devices. It can be downloaded unknowingly through malicious links or attachments. Phishing attacks, however, are fraudulent attempts to obtain sensitive information such as passwords and credit card details. These attacks are often carried out through fake emails or text messages. Using unsecured Wi-Fi networks can also pose a significant risk to mobile device security. Hackers can easily intercept data transmitted over these networks, potentially gaining access to sensitive information. It is essential to be cautious when connecting to public Wi-Fi networks and to use a virtual private network, VPN, to encrypt data. Mobile device security risks are a serious threat that should not be taken lightly. It is crucial to take steps to protect your devices from malware, phishing attacks, and unsecured Wi-Fi networks. By being vigilant and taking necessary precautions, you can help ensure the safety and security of your personal information. Number 9. Supply chain attacks. Supply chain attacks are a type of cyber attack that targets the software and hardware components of a company's supply chain. These attacks can be launched by hackers who seek to gain access to sensitive information or to disrupt business operations. The goal of a supply chain attack is to compromise the security of an entire network by exploiting vulnerabilities in the supply chain. One common type of supply chain attack is the insertion of malware into a legitimate software update. This malware can then spread throughout the network, compromising the security of all connected devices. Another type of supply chain attack involves the installation of backdoors or other malicious code into hardware components such as routers or servers. Supply chain attacks can be difficult to detect and prevent, as they often exploit vulnerabilities in third-party software or hardware components that are outside of a company's direct control. To protect against these attacks, companies should conduct regular security audits of their supply chain partners and implement strict security protocols for all software and hardware components. Additionally, companies should have a plan in place to quickly respond to any suspected supply chain attacks in order to minimize the potential damage. Number 10. State-sponsored cyber attacks. State-sponsored cyber attacks are a type of cyber attack that is initiated by a government or state entity. These attacks are typically carried out with the intention of stealing sensitive information, disrupting critical infrastructure, or causing political unrest. These attacks can take many forms, including phishing scams, malware attacks, and distributed denial of service (DDoS) attacks. They are often carried out by highly skilled hackers who are employed or contracted by the state and who have access to advanced tools and techniques. State-sponsored cyber attacks pose a significant threat to national security and the global economy. They can cause widespread damage and disruption and can be difficult to detect and defend against. As such, it is important for governments and organizations to take steps to protect themselves against these types of attacks, including implementing strong cybersecurity measures and investing in advanced threat detection and response capabilities. It is crucial for organizations to stay vigilant and implement robust security measures to protect against these threats. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more.